So many years, so many seasons, following many a muse. Every venture coming and going, as I pulled toward deeper truth. The hurting, the crying, the stumbling and trying, are part of a greater good. And what falls away brings me closer to what I'm meant to be. What falls away is lifting me high, up where I can see. With a kiss goodbye, I let go of all the tattered pieces, and what falls away reveals the essence of me.
Good morning. Welcome to the center.
Yes.
How are you this morning? Good?
Good.
We are happy to be here, and we know we're going to have a really good day today.
We're glad you joined us.
Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning. Oh, is that video camera? We're glad you're here. It's a beautiful day. We're in the right place. It's a wonderful
Hi,
day.
my name is Lori Jones, and I am a touring inspirational musician, artist, singer, and I'm going to be sharing a couple songs on this beautiful community this morning, starting at 10 o'clock, and a song that I wrote, and then a favorite that I'm not going to give it away, but wonderful to be here, and I look forward to sharing the gift of song in this community.
Good morning. My name is Julie. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living here in Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm presently volunteering in the bookstore today, but we also have a lot of different classes and events going on, and we'd love to have you come and partake in all of it.
This morning, for our centering, I am going to read some very special words by a very, very wonderful man who wrote a poem that was taken to the moon. And he's also a Unity minister, very famous man. His name is James Dillard Freeman. And he wrote some words on prayer. So I'd like to read some of what he wrote this morning, and then we'll just be silent for a few moments after I read what he wrote. So just get comfortable, and you can close your eyes if you'd like, whatever you'd like to do as we center this morning on prayer. Much of prayer is speaking, yet much of it is listening. And the speaking we do in prayer is important, but the listening is even more important. For it is as we listen that God speaks, and it is when we are still that God acts. It is in the silence that the word of God is uttered and the work of God is done. Some wonder how they will recognize the word of God. I know only that when God speaks, it is in a language that you will understand. If it is words, it will be words you know. If it is feelings, you will understand them too. For feeling is the unforgotten language of the heart. You could speak it before you learned words, language of the mind. Prayer is not for the purpose of changing things, but of changing us. It is not to make the infinite conform to our will, but to help us understand and conform to the will of the infinite. Shall I change the sea by shouting at the wind? By wailing? Yet when I was a child, I dug a hole in the sand, and even as I dug, the sea welled into the holes and then filled it full. And when I pray, I dig down through the sands of self, so that the sea of God may fill me full. It is not God, but I who need to change. This is why I use affirmative prayer. This is affirmative prayer. To know in the face of sickness that underneath are the everlasting arms of wholeness. In the truest part of us, we are inseparably one with life. To be able to hear the discords of daily living, the music of immortal love, and to strike the chords from the key of our own being. Or to be able to look at lack, yet to drink deep from the unseen wells of plenty. It is the ability to see the facts and the flaws, yet know that they are not reality. True prayer is appreciation of the changeless truth, which abides at the heart of the changeful world. The truth of life and joy and order and love. That is the truth of God. To those who pray, prayer is life itself. Let us just be silent for a few moments and reflect on this idea of prayer. Prayer is at the heart of all we do here at this center. To those who pray, prayer is life itself. Namaste.
Thank you, Kid. How beautiful that was. And how perfect, good morning, how perfect we get to sing When I Pray by Daniel Lamont. How are you? You look beautiful. When I pray, I feel my heart go deeper. My heart go deeper to my God. When I pray, I feel my heart go deeper.
is only one power in the universe. And that power is in and through absolutely everything. It is love, it is light, it is joy, and it is peace. It is divine right action and perfect wisdom. It is spread out across the universe. It is everywhere, in absolutely everything. And I am one with this amazing essence. It is in every cell of my being. I am it in expression. And whatever is true for me is also true for each person here today. I know that this is a great and good day. I know that this day unfolds with ease and grace, and that I am uplifted and supported in every single way. I am so grateful for this center, for this truth, for all the people that showed up today in love. I'm grateful for all the sharing, and I'm grateful for all the caring. I'm grateful for the support that this center offers. I am so grateful for the ministers. I'm grateful for the sound people. I'm grateful for the musicians. And I'm grateful that this teaching showed up in my life. I know that this service is absolutely amazing. I know that it unfolds with ease and grace. And I know that it touches each and every person here in exactly the right way. I am so grateful and thankful for this truth. I release my word into the universal law, knowing that it manifests now. And so it is.
Kim, you mean it. And I feel it. She means it. And guess what? I mean this one too. I mean this one. Are you going to sing with me? Because we're going to... It is a great day, I got to tell you. We have an incredible singer coming up a little bit.
When I wake up in the morning,
here with my brother and sister, Reverend Stacy Hilton and Reverend Dan Jerome. And while you're standing, if you would please say with me, God bless America and the rest of the world. And if you would turn to a neighbor and just say good morning. She did. Thank you all for being here. It's been a nice couple of weeks. I want to thank you, all of you that sent me, that prayed for me. I mean, people were saying, we were praying all day for you. Sent me text messages. No one really called me. They just texted me. Stacey must have told you, don't call me. But it's okay. I know. But I'm good. Thank you so much for your love and support. Someone asked me last week, they took me in a room and, because they looked so concerned, they wanted to know, do you know that you are loved? And I said, I absolutely know that. I don't doubt it for 1 second. Thank you. Thank you. Stacy had her mother come out, and I say babysit, but Reverend said, drove me around. Exactly. Thank you. Yeah, Reverend Stacy was in Calgary and spoke, and we had a nice little party, 45 of us, the champagne was flowing, we were screaming at the screens, and I know you had to feel it. You absolutely had to feel it. It was an awesome talk. You were on fire, and it was a good thing. It was fun. It was fun to watch. I can't say much because I'm not right. But anyway, this is that Lenten season. What we call let's eliminate negative thinking. And a lot of times we work with different books. Those 40 days. But I'm looking through the Science of Mind magazine. Mae McCarthy, who will be here the 31st, $3.95, people. Okay. And when I go to today's affirmation, and today is the 10th, I'm glad that I know that. Stacey, I'll talk about it later. When I was going to the ambulance that was taking me to the hospital, she kept asking me so many questions. I'm like, would you hold on? What's today? What's tomorrow? What's your name? What's your mama's name? What's your dog's name? I thought it was very nice. Not at the time, no. I think it's nice right now. But the affirmation for today is, I commit to living a life of awareness of myself as absolutely essential to the expression of the divine. And I open myself up to discovering and living my own unique purpose. $3.95, y'all. If you participate in the Lenten season, I suggest to read that affirmation from now till, I don't even know, till Easter, right?
Well, what a beautiful day, and I am so excited, if you don't see that in me already, that this incredible artist made her way into our hearts. And you truly have, Lord. You may not know her name yet, or maybe you do. She is an acclaimed New Thought artist, and her music is incredible. She is a songwriter. She's a recording artist. She's based in the Pacific Northwest, but I think you live in Washington now. Is that true? She is beautiful, as you will see in a minute. She's currently touring the U.S. in different cities, singing these beautiful, inspirational songs. I need you to know that she has worked, and I know you don't know that I was going to say this, but I spotted on your site that you have worked with some giants. Some real giants in the industry. Patti LaBelle, I don't know if you've heard of her. Or George Benson, or maybe Diana Ross. So I'm going to hold my shoulders a little higher. I'm glad I did my teeth whitener today. And I need you to please give an incredible warm welcome to beautiful Lori Jones. To beautiful Lori Jones.
Thank you, Patty. Wow, that was quite an introduction. And what incredible energy in this room. It feels so good to be here, so thank you for having me. And I'm going to share a song that I wrote about God working through me, and what an incredible thing that is. It's called What Falls Away.
Every venture coming and going, as I pull toward deeper truth. The hurting, the crying, the stumbling and trying are part of a greater good. And what falls away brings me closer
we have a video to show you. We were going to show at our board meeting only, but we thought, let's just show it now. Thank you.
'Cause
If it's my time to go, and my body's moved on, what will I have to show? No, not for they scatter to win things that make us name just don't matter in the end. But is the world a little more peaceful? Oceans and sky a little more fun. Is humankind a little bit wiser about the good that we can do? Does the sun shine a little bit brighter where before there was only rain? Is the sun that I'm glad these are my last words. They're only till he appeared and the soul felt his word. A little under grace, a new and glorious morn.
Thank you, Julius, for that awesome review. Some of that stuff looked like it was, God, we did that much, and that's not even everything. Oh, no wonder we're tired. This mic is for Reverend Stacy because Dan and I have mics. Again, I'm Reverend Cheryl Bell, co-senior ministers with these two, Reverend Stacy and Reverend Dan. We always like to raise our hands in the air. Yeah. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you. You know, the theme for this year, we follow the global theme being, I know, but the global theme for the year is spirituality and action. And we've done a few things already this year that are actionable. Well, I think. But let me just read to you our mission statement. It's on the wall out there. It's in your program. But our vision and purpose statement, what we call, is expressing love, empowering lives, and inspiring hearts. And each of us feel that we're one of those, but we really attempt to do all three of those things. Stacy, I feel like I'm empowering. Stacy feels like she's inspiring. And Dan is always expressing something. Just so you know. Like you weren't, the theme for March is integrity. And be truthful in facts and motives. Now our mission is we encourage people to authentically be themselves, knowing this is a safe place to land. We are accepting of all. We are love and light in expression. By teaching principles and tools of science of mind, we empower and therefore inspire others to do the same, which creates a world that works for everyone. Now my own personal vision statement, I call it vision statement, my mission is to be of service to the surrounding community as well as my spiritual community. My dream is for every person that crosses my path to see in themselves their potential and their gifts. I feel like I'm here to remind people of how wonderful they are and to remind them of their God selves. And technically that's what we ask you to support us in. Not just pay the electricity bill, pay the rent, but pay for our mission and vision. Help us to do what we say we want to do. My goodness, I am so committed to this being a safe place. We recently had a mental health first aid class. That is an action. And our purpose is we want to put what we want into action. If we want to do these things, we have to do them, right? It requires us to do something, and it also requires you to support us in that. Okay? Again, I think of my job as empowering, but like I said, we are doing all of those things. This again, I'll bring up the March Science of Mind magazine with Mae McCarthy on the cover, and I think she asked us to come in May because she knew she was going to be on the cover. Because that's how she's like that. She likes us like that. She's a fun lady. But in it, on page 28 begins an article by Dennis Merritt Jones, who was a religious science of mind minister in Simi Valley. And he married Lauren Ballardini and Joe Ballardini, so he has kudos for that right there. But just around integrity. He says I'm not going to read the whole article to you, don't worry, because you're going to go buy the magazine and read the rest of it. $3.95. Most of us will think, I am an honest person. I conduct myself with integrity. Perhaps the place to begin with this conversation is to define integrity. The word comes from the root word integrate, which means to combine one thing with another so they become whole. What is it that we are to combine together in a manner that enables us to become whole? Spiritually speaking, it means bringing an awareness of our oneness with God, the whole, into the many different aspects, the parts of our lives. Easy enough, right? Read on, he says. Have you ever caught yourself being one person at home and then morphing into another person at church? Another person at work, and still another person while stuck in gridlock traffic? Don't lie.
No, I never do that.
And this doesn't mean your core values are changing. It means that you are having a moment of spiritual amnesia. That's what he says. It's a good article. And I suggest you pick up the book and read that. And I might give this one to someone if they ask nicely.
I'd like to have it.
Please. And our own, the founder of Science of Mind and Spirit, Dr. Ernest Holmes, in the Science of Mind textbook, says about integrity. The integrity of the universe cannot be questioned nor doubted. The spirit must be and is perfect. When we are out of harmony with some special good, it is because we are off the track along that particular line of the activity of spirit. Now I know I come here to get back on track on Sunday. And you all know about FOMO and that I feel it all the time. And even when I was in the emergency room and the nurses, they would come in and say, yeah, we know you're supposed to be at church. Because I was so mad. I even tried to talk the paramedics into not taking me. And they're like, sorry, we got to take you. You're going. And I couldn't talk them into it. Stacy said I was even like batting them away. I don't remember that, but I believe her. You know, I come here to recharge. I know that a lot of you do. And it's so easy to get thrown off track in a second. You know, I don't get the people cutting you off because I always feel like, well, they're just trying to get over. But I hear people say it all the time. And we experienced something where I guess maybe we were going a little slow, which Stacy was driving, so no one in here believed that. And then the guy in front of us put on his brake, and we were like, oh no, and we're on the freeway. And so Stacy gets over, because I'm not driving right now because of the seizure, but, and he flips us off. And I'm like, what did we do? I'm like, what did we do? So I don't know. It just amazes me, and he certainly forgot. And Stacy forgot for just a moment. Because like I said, we like to raise our hands too, so. Thank you so much.
Just for the record, I did not flip him off.
No, I just saw your hand go up.
My hand went up. Yes. No, I didn't say anything. I caught myself. And that's what the teaching does, right?
Yeah.
It just allows you to be conscious of who you are. You're still going to be that other side, perhaps, but you're aware, I don't have to be this way. I don't have to live my life in this way. Integrity. Walk in your walk, talk in your talk. Joseph Campbell says, the privilege of a lifetime is being who you are. The privilege of a lifetime is being who you are. What I'm finding, and what I have found, is that people don't truly know who they are, oftentimes. We in this room do. We practice it. You can tell it when you walk in the doors. You feel the love. Like I was saying, the energy in here. We feel that love. We practice that love. Now, maybe we don't always choose to when we're on the freeway when somebody dead stops, almost, in front of you. But it doesn't take long to get back into that rhythm of who each of us is, especially because we attend Sunday services, especially if we go to classes. That even deepens that. There's a quote here by Albert Einstein. A human being is a part of the whole called by us universe, a part limited in time and space. We experience ourselves, our thoughts, our feelings as something separate from the rest, a kind of optical delusion of our consciousness. The striving to free oneself from this delusion is the one issue of true religion. Not to nourish it, but to try to overcome it is a way to reach the attainable measure of peace of mind. Our suggested science of mind point of view for this week is God, Spirit, the divine, is not an external deity, but a creative intelligence that exists with all things. Our personal guidance comes from consciously aligning ourselves with this intelligence. So living in the alignment of who and what we truly are is the goal, it's the end game. And I think as ministers, that our job is, I always say this, afflict the comfortable and comfort the afflicted, right? Some of us are just comfortable. I think of it as jump rope. I saw Carmen walk in, and when I first met Carmen, she's a PE teacher and I was an assistant. And she was teaching the kids double dutch. And you know, most of us can jump, right? Most of us can jump. But some people are missing their full experience because they're afraid to jump in. And some are afraid to jump out. But we can all jump. And so if we all just keep jumping, then that's great. But at some point, to master this, we need to be able to do all of it. I mean, I'd love to be able to double dutch. I mean, that's sheer joy, right? They're twisting and they're turning and they're jumping and they're clapping and they're doing whatever they're doing. They jump in, they jump out, they jump back again. That's the full experience. The full experience. And so that's what I'm thinking, and as a minister, part of my job is to midwife that process, to facilitate the process for us all to be able to jump in, jump out, and keep jumping, no matter what. Again, our mission, which we all adopted. I wrote the mission for myself and we all adopted it. We encourage people to authentically be themselves, knowing this is a safe place to land. That doesn't mean that it's okay if you are abusive to come in here and abuse others, because you will be asked to leave. This is a safe place to land. This is what we practice here. This is who we are. And if you're not going to accept that and be a part of that, it doesn't mean you're not that. It means you're not that at this moment, and we can't have that for the other people. We are accepting of all. We accept everyone and we love everyone. Not everybody accepts themselves. And so it's hard to accept someone that doesn't accept themselves, but we love them and honor them on their own path. We are love and light in expression. And by teaching the principle and tools of science of mind, we empower and therefore inspire others to do the same. We want you to go out into the world and do the same thing. It's what you all do. It's why we're so successful. I mean, we showed a 12-minute video with us all doing that. We all did this together. It's not just the 3 revs. It's just all of us doing this. And so all of us should be so proud of what we are doing in the world. It's absolutely amazing. And thank you, Julius, for that video. By us doing that, we create a world that works for everyone. Right? That's the end game. Again, that's the end game. My role here at the center is, I'm obviously a teacher. I'm a speaker. I'm the minister of practitioners. And in that, my goal with the practitioners is to help them deepen their own, what they want to be and how they want to show up in the world. Deepen their consciousness and elevate their consciousness and inspire them to do that. I can't do it for them. That's not my role. My job is just maybe to turn the jump rope and encourage them to jump on in. It's fine. I'm also in charge of Wednesday night services, the Wednesdays at the Well. And I want to give a big, big shout out to Aldo. Because you talk about somebody that jumped in, that is always jumping, that jumped in at a point where he had another practitioner working with him, and he took over Global Heart of Peace, and it is absolutely amazing. It really does good work in the world. So thank you for that. And I head up community outreach. It's a bit of it's not quite as easy as I might have hoped. Because people in Las Vegas have a tendency to be weary of churches. They're thinking that we're going to be transient. They're thinking that we're out to get something. So it's a slow building process, but we have a great relationship with Metro. We just attended a workshop there last week. We work with the Interfaith Council. We're part of the Clark County Ministers Association. We just recently established a great relationship with Bishop Bonnie Radin, who is part of the United Church of Christ. We participate in events like Dia de Muertos at Springs Preserve, which we showed up on the screen. The Pride Festival. You know, we've never done that before. And Reverend Dan heads up our World Day of Service. And besides that, I'm the booking agent, right? Not for the music, because Patty does a fabulous job with that. Fabulous job with that. But with our speakers, right? We have speakers probably once a month. Maybe not so much, quite as much anymore. But we've had Dr. Jim Lockhart, who is internationally known, Dr. Ken Gordon, Dr. Harry Morgan Moses, A. McCarthy, Sunshine Day, Vincent Jenna, Karen Lenslie, Reverend Connie Phelps from Kenya. And then the larger part of my service goes to being an elected official at CSL. So I was elected last year to the Ministers' Council. And so that gives us a lot of connection and an ability to collaborate with other ministers. And people have had like 25 years on the Ministers' Council, some of them. And it's an amazing experience, and they know us and who we are based upon just us being there. Because we weren't so well known now. So we're getting our name out there. So people would just stop by and say, oh yeah, we heard of you. We know that your center's wonderful. We've got Lauren, who's a PrAC rep for Region 6. It's just amazing. And then personally, I serve on the World Ministry of Prayer team. It's just something that's important to me. And there's so many people out there hurting. And they call, the same people call every Thursday when it's my turn. They ask for the same prayer, so it's not a hard gig. But what joy it is to be able to serve for no other reason, for somebody unknown. Well, I kind of know him by now.
Your reputation.
Yeah. But that's some of the stuff we're doing. And that's some of the stuff you're supporting us in doing. So as Reverend Cheryl said, and it's a good point, we're not just looking for dollars to pay the rent or to pay our salaries. We really have a big vision and big mission, and we're doing the work. And so much on over to Reverend Dan.
Props. Peoples know me. Well, those are a couple of hard acts to follow. Let's see what we can do here. When I read this book for the first time, it took me 3 years. And when I read things like this book, The Science of Mind, written by Ernest Holmes, our founder, I would read things like this. Man's conscious thought, acting through law, may change any condition in his experience, provided he can clearly conceive of such conditions being changed. There's no limit to the law. Limitation is not inherent in the law, but is a result of man's inability to embody the truth and constructively use the law. Man has, and implied in man is woman, all inclusive, man has at his disposal, in what he calls his subjective mind, a power that is limitless. This is because he is one with the whole on the subjective side of life. As man thinks, he sets law in motion through the medium of the universal mind. This law works automatically until it is consciously changed. My favorite line of the Science of Mind textbook. To learn how to think is to learn how to live. For our thoughts go into a medium that is infinite in its ability to be and to do. Man is using a power which is infinite. When I read this book, I finally, after many, many years of searching and contemplation and prayer, I believe that I found the message that Jesus the Christ was trying to bring to humankind. When I read this book, I found the truth that he presented, the truth that he claimed would set us free. And then I walked into this center, and I finally discovered, and it wasn't after coming here several times, when I walked through the door, my spirit said, "You are home. You are home." And I'll go so far as to say that I found heaven on earth when I walked through these doors. And when I met Reverend Cynthia, the founder of our center, I met the minister of ministers. Jesus spoke of that idea of being reborn. And as I've said many times before, I was reborn here. You know, I often say my mother gave me life, and Reverend Cynthia, through teaching me this and patiently feeding me this, she was able to allow me to take my life back, to be reborn, to hit the reset button, to start anew. And you know, when Reverend Cynthia made her transition, I really felt for a while there that I was a little left hanging. And what I came to realize over time, and I truly believe that it was by divine design, Reverend Cheryl and Reverend Stacy became my next ministers. And you know, I'll tell you, there was much that I didn't really understand about ministry. When I went to ministry training, I wanted to learn, I wanted to be able to speak and to share the teaching. And what Reverend Stacy and Reverend Cheryl have taught me is there's so much more to ministry. It's so much more dynamic than that. But they picked up and they took over where Reverend Cynthia left off. And you know what? It was by their vision. And it was by their example. And one thing that stood out for me, it was by their courage. Look at what they stepped into. And it was by their high expectation of me. And sometimes being very tough on me. There were a couple times that Reverend Cheryl Bell would say, "Reverend Dan, I am going to beat your butt." But because I was open and because I was willing to learn, my ministers are teaching me how to be a better minister. A better minister. And I believe in the principles of the science of mind with every cell of my being, with my entire heart. And I believe that I have demonstrated
that these teachings can profoundly change one's life. I remember one morning several years ago during my morning daily spiritual practice, I read from the Science of Mind, as I always do, page 301. We live in mind, and it can return to us only what we think into it. No matter what we do, law will always obtain. If we are thinking of ourselves as poor and needy, then mind has no choice to return what we have thought into it. It is done unto you as you believe. Thoughts of failure, limitation, or poverty are negative and must be counted out of our lives for all time. God has given us a power and we must use it. And then this line flew off the page. We can do more towards saving the world by proving this law than all that charity has ever given to it. And at that very moment, I discovered my soul's purpose. It was revealed to me. And I made the decision that I would become a religious science minister. And that my mission, that my ministry would be not to just know the science of mind, but to prove it. To have demonstration in my life. To let my life teach these principles. And so, we did that whole ministry training and continue to grow every day. And what I've discovered is that learning the principles of the science of mind and applying them to life and being a good minister is a forever journey. And so how do I do ministry? What is my role? Well, to do that and to continue working for a while at NV Energy. And it's interesting, it's a profound gift to work for Warren Buffett. But as you will ask many of the people that work there, we probably really didn't understand how hard one could work until they worked for Mr. Buffett. So how do I do ministry? How do I do that while I'm still working at NV Energy full time? How do I support this center's vision and mission? Well, my commitment to God, my commitment especially to my colleagues, and my commitment to you is this. And it is an honor and a privilege, but I will continue to speak 2 Sundays a month, which is something I take with great responsibility. I will continue to serve on the board of directors. I will be an active member of the Ministry of Prayer team, continue with the amazing work that practitioner Juanita is doing with our visioning. And most importantly, I will continue to support Reverend Cheryl and Reverend Stacy, who are here 7 days a week. And if they are not here, they are somewhere doing something with CSL. Yes, and wine. There's always wine. But they are in the game 7 days a week, and they make the daily decisions, and they handle the daily operations, and they are in the trenches, and they are doing the hard work. And I so respect their commitment to what they are doing. And so I say it's a job to support them, but it's quite an easy task. On a more personal level, I will continue to live the principles of the science of mind with zeal and enthusiasm. I will continue to be open at the top as I live and I love and I learn. And I will continue to maintain a daily spiritual practice without fail and to be in integrity and to be completely transparent to all of you. I believe I've been very transparent with my life. There's not a single thing you don't know about me, which could actually be frightening. But I think it's important as a minister to be transparent. Look at Jesus. Absolutely, his entire life was transparent. And it's only in transparency that people can see the science of mind alive. So I will be transparent. As I grow, as I live life, as I trip, I'm canceling that. There'll be no tripping. There'll be sprinting like a gazelle. And I will continue to be transparent with what the universe is teaching me and revealing to me. And so I give thanks to God. I give thanks to all of you. I give thanks to my colleagues, my blessed colleagues, for the invaluable gift, the priceless gift of being part of this dynamic, exciting, thriving, and loving ministry. Thank you all. Thank you so much. Namaste.
Well, do I have to be transparent about how I am on the freeway, or? Because, okay, good.
Not right now.
Okay, good, thank you. I'm going to do about more what you said, Reverend Sherman. I'm going to pray for people more, I think. Please welcome up again this incredibly talented gal, Lori Jones.
As I was sitting there listening to these three beautiful souls sharing what they shared, did you just feel I talk a lot about energy, but could you just feel that? The vibration, you feel good? Yeah, it's so important. It's something I'm learning more about. I mean, we are not our feelings, but our feelings are indicators about how in alignment we are with the divine. And it's so important to remind yourself to pay attention to your feelings and to shift your vibration. And I know music is a big one. And this song, it's what this song is all about. And I did not write this song, but you might recognize it. And if you feel like singing along, please do that, because it's that kind of song. Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn. It's a new day, it's a new life for me and you, and I'm feeling good, yeah, I'm feeling so good. Fish in the sea, you know how I feel. River running free, you know how I feel. Blossom on a tree, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me, yeah. And I'm feeling good, yeah. Dragonfly
guys have something to say?
Good morning. Good morning. So today we talked about integrity, and we read this book called The Empty Pot about integrity and how a boy, the emperor, wanted a new emperor, and so he gave every kid in the land a single seed, and whoever grew the best plant would be the next emperor. But the seed didn't work for this little boy, and he told the truth to the emperor and found out that it wasn't a working seed, it was cooked, and he became the new emperor because he told the truth. So, for the book The Empty Pot, we made flowers. We planted flowers, and me and Taya both planted petunias, cosmos, zinnias, and marigolds, and then I did a combination of zinnias and marigolds. Alright, so I've been working really hard, and I've created a beautiful invention that I will be selling on Amazon in the back of my dad's car. It is called the hand. This is for all the single people who need someone to love. You can hold someone's hands down the street, or someone can hold your shoulder. But wait, there's more. I will be doing a huge giveaway where I will give away this handmade original hand to some lucky person in the audience. Thank you. Oh, I sell them for $9.99. We also went out by the waterfall and we planted a marigold flower.
Okay. Oh, I can't wait to see how this turns out. I'd like to ask our ministers to please come forward. Any visiting ministers and practitioners, please come forward. I would love for our Ministry of Prayer team to come and join us at the front so you can see their beautiful places and know who they are. And they're here for you and for me, actually. You need the mic? Oh.
So if you would please stand and connect. We're going to, just so you know, the meeting will not be as long as it normally is because we've covered a lot of it in showing that video and in the talks. So just so you know that. I know it's a little late. So if you would just close your eyes with me. Take a deep breath. So I'm just so grateful for all that this day has brought thus far. Seeing all that this center has done just brings joy to my heart. Seeing that I am a part of a world that works for everyone, truly, is just an amazing thing to witness and be part of. So I just say thank you for all this great good. Thank you for the people that put together this wonderful business meeting to tell us the last few pieces of that which is needed to be known by each person here. Thank you for everything that takes place. It's all good because it's all God. And together we say, and so it is. Let's sing our peace song.
We walk
now.
Something wonderful is happening to me right now.
I know this in my mind.
I know this in my mind.
I feel it in my body.
I feel it in my body.
And so it is.
And so it is.